It's 13 minutes before 7 on The Power Business, and we look now at a very important issue. Business banking is undergoing rapid changes as clients face new pressures with more expectations for their banking experience. Banks are being challenged to move beyond traditional offerings and provide more tailored and responsive support to their clients. Let's understand more about the latest in business banking with Sanah Gumede, who's the Managing Executive for Strategy and Client Value Management at ABSA Relationship Banking. Very good evening, Sanah. Welcome to Power Business.
Good evening, Tehillah and the viewers. It's very good to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
ABSA's repositioning business banking. What prompted the decision to change at this time?
Tehillah, from a business banking perspective, particularly in South Africa, we acknowledge that it's important to acknowledge that the client expectations, the market dynamics, and of course, the complexity of the environment in which our clients operate continue to evolve. If we look at SMEs and medium-sized businesses today, they require more personalized, responsive, and forward-looking banking partnerships. There's a continuous need as well for businesses, especially business banks, to be able to pivot, not reactively, but proactively to remain relevant, competitive, and client-led. So our reposition of business banking reflects a deliberate and strategic shift in how we intend to deliver value in a particularly rapidly evolving competitive landscape.
I'm glad that you mentioned the competitive landscape because it is incredibly it's a lot of new entrants and incumbents, particularly in the SME space. How do you differentiate yourself in this crowded market?
You're absolutely right, Taylor. The SME space in South Africa is both vibrant and increasingly competitive. I mean, we not only compete against traditional banks, if you will, but also the fintechs
Right.
and new entrants into the market. So that said, we see this as a tremendous opportunity to sharpen our value proposition and lead with greater purpose. We are on a journey to cement our position as the bank of the entrepreneur. And we really aspire to become a trusted partner that understands the unique needs, challenges, and ambitions of South African entrepreneurs and business owners. What really sets us apart is a combination of a couple of things, particularly the deep sector expertise and intimate understanding as well of our SME and commercial life cycle. And we are really committed to make sure that we solve our client needs beyond banking. And that's one of the key differentiators around solving the needs for to beyond banking. And one of the key things as well, like we're investing in the SME segment with specific focus on women and youth and township-based businesses. This really speaks to our commitment to inclusive growth.
So this repositioning really reflects some of the changes in the economic or client behavior.
Absolutely. I mean, we know that the economy is under a lot of pressure and it hasn't been easy for businesses. And depending on the sector that they operate in, they face multiple challenges such as rising cost, demand pressures, climate challenges, as you know. So what we really are trying to do currently is stepping up our efforts to support business owners and support their particular needs. And that talks to not only supporting them with access to markets, access to financial solutions such as lending, but we also support them with the non-financial support that are tailored and appropriate, including things like getting them funding readiness, giving them advice as well, and partnering with some of the partners as well to ensure that, we support their growth aspirations in this challenging environment.
You mentioned women and youth-owned businesses as well as businesses in the townships. Are there any specific sectors or industries within the groups that you mentioned or even without that you're focusing on?
Yes, we're quite targeted. We've got sectors such as agriculture, manufacturing, transport and logistics, renewable energy, wholesale retail franchise, the public sector, of course, and most importantly, the enterprise development and tourism. We are open for business, of course. We're not just limited to those sectors, but we actually have made sure that we've got this deep sector expertise in those targeted sectors. And of course, from an ABSA group perspective, in partnerships with our colleagues from corporate investment banking, there's other sectors that we focus on, such as healthcare, financial services, telecoms, and so forth.
All right. And this, of course, requires a tremendous amount of technology and constant upgrades, particularly around that buzzword, artificial intelligence, to support this.
Absolutely. We continuously actively invest in holistic solutions and our digital capabilities. Just to give an example, work is underway to digitize the onboarding process, particularly for the SME businesses, to make it easier for them to do business with us. And not only at a transactional level, but also what is important to them in terms of access to funding. We're also enhancing our onboarding process when it comes to overdrafts and term loans. Another example around our digital innovation is what we call ShopRed. We're quite proud of it. It's an e-commerce platform that we recently launched in partnership with Visa and Little Fish. It really offers businesses the ability to showcase and sell products online through easy website creation, hosting, integrated payment options, access to markets, and what's most important as well with ShopRed is the ability to have advanced analytic tools that can support businesses to manage in-store and online inventory.
A couple of weeks back, we actually, in our AI Unpacked feature, looked at business banking and the role of artificial intelligence. And the expert that we spoke to remarked on the fact that business banking is a very relationship-driven type of banking, and that artificial intelligence won't just replace business bankers and that it will just support them. Do you see it the same way with artificial intelligence?
Yeah, we believe that the personal relationships and partnership will be more important in the future of business banking and not less. I mean, while technology continues to redefine what is possible in terms of speed, access, automation, insights, we believe that the combination of digital capability and human connection will truly differentiate banks going forward.
That makes sense because people still want a human face when doing business, particularly with business banking where it's such high stakes involved. I just actually want to talk a little bit more about SMEs, and because they're such a focus of power business and they're such a focus of growing the South African economy. What are the kinds of trends that you're observing at the moment within SMEs?
In terms of their needs, Taylor, we're seeing access to markets, access to finance, access to we call it non-traditional financial solutions. It's our emerging trends in terms of the key needs for the SME businesses. And as you know, SME businesses are really geared for growth and play a pivotal role in terms of enabling economic growth in the country. So our role is to ensure that we can support SME growth by addressing those key needs, like I mentioned, access to finance, access to markets, and other non-financial solutions. And some of the key partnerships that we have in place, enable SMEs when it comes to getting them to be financially ready, and also giving them access to mentorship, networking opportunities as well, and of course, giving them call it an e-commerce platform where they can actually do business together.
And e-commerce is so important, of course. What are the kinds of interests that you're seeing amongst small businesses there?
Like I mentioned, we launched the ShopRed,
Right.
initiative, and which is actually quite been very pivotal in terms of the SME businesses, and to ensure that it can help them support their business growth as well.
Okay. And we just have a question. What type of SME banking needs inform how ABSA tailors their banking services for the sector?
Like I said, key needs in SME businesses, access to funding, access to markets, and access to other non-financial services support. And our solutions and propositions are really tailored to make sure that we address those needs first. And we've got partnerships as well that we have in place that can help SMEs when it comes to non-financial support, mentorship, access to markets, and other business tools such as advice to help them grow their businesses as well.
We speak to SMEs often and they stress the importance of mentorship. And it's really interesting that the business banking relationship offers mentorship as a solution.
100%. We're quite excited about it. We've started rolling out for the rest of the year. We're going to continue to do so, and with specific focus on youth and women entrepreneurs as well around the mentorship program that we offer.
What was the reasoning behind focusing on women and youth entrepreneurs as well as township-based businesses? Of course, these are sectors that have tremendous runway for growth.
Absolutely. We recognize the importance of enabling, young entrepreneurs, Tehillah. I think they play a very big role in fostering economic growth in the country. And we recognize that they need support to grow their businesses. And it's something that we're very proud of as an organization. And of course, women entrepreneurs as well. We see huge growth around women entrepreneurs, and we're really proud to be call it the bank of the entrepreneurs for youth and women entrepreneurs and support their business growth and aspirations.
And you just touched on some of the focus for the rest of 2025, particularly around relationship banking. What are some of the other focus areas?
For the remainder of 2025, we really are focused on executing and unlocking full opportunity in terms of our business banking strategy. We're focusing on scaling the SME business, like I've spoken to, really also focusing on the priority sectors, like I mentioned earlier, wholesale retail franchise, manufacturing, transport, logistics, renewable energy, tourism, and of course, the agriculture sector. We're also prioritizing deepening support for youth and women and township-based businesses, and also ensuring that our solutions, including the enterprise development programs, truly enable inclusive growth. From a digital perspective, we really are looking at fast-tracking and enhancing our onboarding processes and service platforms to create a more seamless and end-to-end experience for our clients to make it easier for them to do business with us while they really focus on growing their businesses.
Right, thanks very much. That's Sanah Gumede, who is the Managing Executive for Strategy and Client Value Management at ABSA Relationship Banking, talking us through business banking and how this is growing at such an important pace and the ways that clients are expecting more from their business banking relationships.